Hello, this is Mad Cat, and well, today is going to be an interesting day. Well, first I want to make an announcement. Ugh, I hate my hair. I don't know, should I get it cut or should I just let it grow out? I still haven't decided. Alright, my announcement. There's a very, almost like 100% chance that this is my last night in the shelter. There's a very good chance that I am moving in with my girlfriend tomorrow. We've been talking about this. She's, well, I don't want to go over the details because it's really no one's business, but, yeah, there's a very good chance that I'm moving in with her tomorrow. And that doesn't take me out of the woods, though. I mean, even though I'll have a place to sleep, a place to take showers longer than 5 minutes and regularly, and a place where, you know, what little money I have, I can buy food and keep it there and try to eat on a regular basis. I mean, it sounds like I'm out of the woods, but I'm not. You know, I still need to make money. I still need to get myself out of this situation. I need to prevent myself from ever getting back into being homeless. Now, I tried to do that, you know, for the last 18 months of my former roommates, and it just didn't work out. I was convinced that if I could just get a single product out, like a book or something, that it could help. That, you know, if I wrote the best book I possibly could do, that people would buy it. And it didn't. Yeah, people bought it, but not enough people. I was also convinced if I could do a tutorial video series on like an education website, and that took me a few months to do until I could realize that my computer was just not powerful enough to create the videos I needed. Not to do the quality that's required to do well at that sort of thing. I still want to do that one of these days. No one has done my ideas yet, but I need a much more powerful computer in order to do that. This freelance thing looks very promising. I've been doing a lot of work with my website. I'm almost done with it. Now that I have an idea what I want to do. I'm very good with WordPress, so I just had to find the right theme, and I did find that. So anyways, I need to keep working. You know, I need to get my bridge card, which is basically my food stamps. You know, I need to get on Medicaid. I need to get my state ID. But something else was made aware to me. Apparently, I had access to benefits that I wasn't aware of. What I mean by that is, well, so yesterday I was telling the shelter that it was my second to last night there. You know, I could just leave and not show up again, and they wouldn't be the wiser. But I at least wanted to let them know about it, you know, out of respect. Because, you know, despite my complaints of that place, I mean, I still have a place to sleep. I get food. We had ice cream last night. It was melted, so it was more like ice cream soup, but we had it. It said butter pecan, but I'm thinking it was vanilla with chocolate chips in it. I don't know. So anyways, I was telling them, and one guy who signs us in, you know, half the week, I was telling him, he's like, oh, well, you better make it work. And I'm like, yes, sir. And he's like, well, how did you meet her? I'm like, I've known her for 18 years, and we met in the military. He's like, oh, you were in the military? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why aren't you at the VA? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know, the VA, they have a lot of benefits. You know, they have their own shelter. They have housing that they're building. And I'm like, well, I wasn't in the military for very long. And he's like, well, that doesn't matter. I mean, if you're in the military, you need to go check with the VA. Now, that actually coincides because yesterday I met with my caseworker who wanted to see if I had any sort of military benefits. The only thing he could confirm is that I'm in the VA system because I was in the military. But because of that, he can't help me with any of the housing. I have to go to the VA. As far as the military goes, well, as I said, I wasn't in for very long, so I never considered it a possibility. I also got a general discharge. Now, it's under honorable conditions. I left the military because I couldn't conform to the military way of life. In fact, going into the military wasn't even my idea. It was my stepfather's. He was convinced that the only life I could lead and be happy was his life. You know, he went into the military and he was a photographer and thought that that was the only job, well, that was it for me. Well, of course, I didn't get into photography, although I did get into intelligence services. But, you know, he pushed me into going, and it's like, well, you can't go to college. You're not smart enough to go to college. You'd fail out of college. Which is funny. I don't know if it's ironic, but it's funny that I failed out of the military and graduated from college. I have a bachelor's degree. And I would consider the military a complete wash, like something I would completely regret, if not for the fact that I met Jenny, and we're now together because we had such a strong connection, and my friend John, who I've known also throughout the years, but I met him in the military. So, today I'm going to go to the VA, and I'm going to check out if I have any sort of benefits. I still kind of suspect that I won't, but maybe if I do, I mean, if they could help me with housing assistance, then, you know, moving in with Jenny, maybe I can help offset some of the costs. I mean, especially since I can't really work myself. I mean, I'm trying to do the freelance thing, but there's no guarantee that that's going to work. I'm very confident it will, but it's something that could take some time. I'm still trying to get everything organized, and it takes me a while. And I figure now is the best time to do it. I wish I had known about this sooner. I would have done it sooner. And my caseworker said, hey, you were in the military. You need to go over to the VA and, you know, check them out. See if there's anything you can get from them. Even if you don't think, just go and check them out. I mean, I saw my caseworker on the 6th day I was here, because that was the minimum amount of time you had to wait to see somebody. And, you know, I have videos saying that I did that. So, I wish I'd known. That way, I could have already had this done. But today, being my last day in a shelter, may be my only time to go to the VA. You know, I could probably go after the fact, but, you know, technically I'm homeless now. So, I'm going to stay here at the university for a little bit and then head right over. Thankfully, it's not too far away, but the place I'm going to right now is a VA hospital. So I don't know if I need to go there or if I need to go further south to a VA center. But, you know, a couple of people I asked around the shelter, including the guy who told me, he's like, yeah, just go down to this hospital over here. So, I mean, either it's the hospital or the center. Either one of those gets me in the right direction. I just got to show them a piece of paper, and apparently that starts everything I need. But anyways, that's going to do it for me today. Big news, I'm going to be off the streets by tomorrow. This is my last night at the shelter, but while I'm still technically homeless, I'm going to go and see what benefits are available to me. If for no other reason than if something happens between me and Jenny and I have to go back on the streets, at least I know what my options are. Which sucks because, I've told people at this shelter, I told people at the last shelter, and when I started calling around, to services for before I became homeless, trying to get things started, I told them I was a veteran. I told them that I was in the military. And no one has ever said anything about going and checking to see if I had any benefits. So, anyways, that's going to do it for me today. This is Mad Cat signing off.